There's a popular view within so-called black radical circles, whose validity I am in this presentation questioning. And that is to say, discussing religion within the space in which epistemology of our liberation is being developed is divisive and does not even begin to explain the rubric of black suffering, and that it's irrelevant to the black agenda, and further that whatever each individual regards as their quote-unquote God, or divinity or highest good is personal between them and whatever and whoever that is, and what that is to them. There's something interesting that I'm actually bringing into this discourse, is what we can learn from Mama Dr. Frances Cress Wilson. I mean, among the pearls that she dropped, and went to become the legacy that some of us have married ourselves to, and hope to grow up to be inextricably interwoven to it. And what Mama Dr. Frances, Cress Wilson brings to this discourse of religion, that most within the black radical space as a result of being paralyzed by liberal reformist sensibilities of political correctness, have actually been evasive to. She dealing in depth with the psychodynamics of black oppression, points to the most disastrous aspect of our oppression as the very colonization of God, of divinity. I'm sorry. And she points at that as the most disastrous aspect of God. And to those who evade religion as part of African, dislocation problematique, the question that I would pose is then, how do we, with our keep your religion in the closet stance, reason with this ancestor who points at religion as the most disastrous aspect of our oppression? One of the major instruments used by the common enemy that ancestor Malcolm X, the common enemy that he is referring to, then one of the instruments that this common enemy has used to decenter us from our root essence and fostered our spiritual castration and disabled our consciousness is religion, that most of you are saying, bringing up its subject in the liberation struggle discourse is divisive. But black people are divided. Black people exist in fractures, and their consciousness misorientation is one of the resultant effects of the reconfigured image of self, the reconfigured by colonial invaders, by epistemological assassins from Europe and Asia, having reconfigured our self-image and how we imaged after ourselves what we regarded as spiritual, what we regarded as divine, what we regarded, as something through which to establish sense contact with life. Our colonial, invaders had all of that reconfigured. So we exist in fractures. And first of all, at the individual level, a person is, intrinsically, divided because of that. We have been given a dichotomous mind through which to approach life schizophrenically. This is one of the traits of spiritual-cultural misorientation. And now, this is a subject that cannot be evaded or avoided, and I guess in the evasion and or avoidance to this subject is due to the fact that most role players within the Black liberation struggle discourse are themselves remain addicts to these un-African and at worst anti-African spiritual paradigms, and cosmologies. There is that kind of parasitism that others have as a conduit through which their relationship with these religions is conveyed, and then therefore they become defensive and make evasive statements such as we cannot discuss religion, it will only be divisive. It means now they do not understand the phenomenology of oppression at the phenomenological level, oppression at the level at which our very consciousness is what has been broken into by our race enemies, by our invaders. They only understand our oppression in terms of materiality, the materiality aspects of it, in terms of what is observable. And now, what does Malcolm mean religion should not be discussed? How is this great avenue of black menticide overlooked? How can we overlook it? Haven't foreign religions divided us already since their imposition on us? What do you mean, Malcolm, by saying bringing them in will divide us? I think this statement by Malcolm was convenient for him, also, was Arabized. He was Arabized himself. He was Arabized. He was a Muslim. He was a Muslim. So there are so many things that he brought. Far be it from me to vilify an ancestor. There are so many indispensable gifts within the context of his gifting that he brought to the black world. He brought to us. He too had jewels, had pearls, that he dropped. I'm not taking that away from him. But here, we must, I proceed, respectfully differ